tier list incoming. So my last tier list was right before Chisa came out. It's been more than 6 months. I think it's a good time to finally go back and start ranking stuff. It's gonna be role based, so we have the DPS, the sub DPS, and the supports. And I'm just gonna rank the characters that are actually good. So all of these characters are gonna be coming here because you're not gonna use them. Let's start with the standard banner characters, and I'm not gonna argue about these DPSs whether they're good or not because honestly they're all pretty bad. The only decent one is Senkor, but even with that she's not that good. I'm gonna put Yanqing here, and it's only because of Hiyuki. She goes a bit up, and there's not even a question about Berina. She's still incredible, so she goes straight into tier S. She does everything, guys, and she's even better than Shorekeeper and Mornia in some of the teams. Now let's get into the 4 stars, the only ones that are actually worth it. She's okay, I guess. When you're starting, she's good, but she's not an amazing option. After Bullying came out, she lost a bit of her use case, which was Carlota. I am gonna put these 2 characters in here, and both of them are pretty good. Sanhua has always been good, and now with Luke, she forms one of the best free-to-play teams in the entire game. Her with Luke and Berina. Mortefi, on the other hand, he is good with Augusta. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna lower him. Augusta's not that strong anymore, and you're given for free Rebecca. So yeah, I cannot justify putting Mortefi there, actually, now that I think about it. And now let's get into the interesting characters. Jijan. Jijan is gonna be tier B. The thing about Jijan is he's decent everywhere. He's decent in the Whimpering Waves, he's decent in the tower, he is even decent in the Matrix, but he is not really that good anywhere. And the thing is also that he's quite expensive because his weapon is quite important. You also need Chakona and Chakona's weapon, so it's not worth how much DPS he gets versus how much cost you need to invest into him. I think you're gonna be putting here Yinlin. You are one of the reasons why I started playing Wuthering Waves, but you've been pretty bad since your release, and nothing has come out yet that has justified playing you. Jinshi goes a bit lower than Jijan. It's true that Jinshi with her C1 is better than Jijan, but she still does not have a dedicated support that gives everything that she needs. That is, deals damage off field, is not the same element as her, and buffs the elemental skill. Let's see if in Mengzhou they give us a character that's actually finally a good support for her and she can raise a bit, but for now I cannot justify putting her higher than that. Changli has lost a lot of power. I'm gonna put her in here. The release of mostly Galrena and also the new fusion teams have made her go down quite a bit. The mono fusion team with Brand, with her, and with Lupa is not what it used to be. She's gonna perform well, but it's not justified to put her higher. Actually, one of her best use cases right now is to play her with Hiyuki since she buffs the Resonance Liberation, but even with that, it's not that good of an option. She stays in tier B. Now Jeju, and I can even put you here to be honest. So you were good with Carlota, but Carlota is not that good anymore. You don't have any other use case. Lucilla has just been released, and she is even better with Carlota. Lina is as good as you with Carlota, so you're pretty uncomfortable too. You gotta go there. I hope you get a buff soon. Changli Yao goes to tier B only because of the existence of Lina. Lina is so strong that a character that was so mediocre has made him quite decent. He's not great, but he has enough DPS to be worth being right next to Jijan. Then Shorekeeper, tier S, in my opinion, behind Berina. Why am I saying that she is behind Berina? Because in the top tier teams that we have right now, which are Hiyuki, Tigrika, I like Berina more in those teams than I do like Shorekeeper. That's the only reason why she's higher. And also the fact that Berina is free and Shorekeeper is not, but she could give her one if you guys like her more. They're actually interchangeable in most of the teams. Another one of the characters that has not aged very well, Camellia, which goes right next to Jinshi in tier C. Camellia is just not it. Her boost support is, and I'm gonna bring her now because why not? It's actually Rochia, and Rochia is really bad. She does not have good damage. She quite easy for her to get interrupted. Sanhua is the second best option for Camellia, so I guess she is decent free to play. But again, you don't want to use Sanhua with her. You want to use Sanhua with Luke. As for Rochia, she is good with Camellia, but Camellia is pretty terrible. She is okay, I guess, with Rolova, but she's not better than Berina. She stays in here. And Carlota is gonna go in the last slot of tier B. Carlota has some things going for her that these 2 characters under her do not have. And it's the fact that she has some synergy with Lucilla now, and she's much more comfortable to play than these 2 other units. Damage-wise, it's higher than them, but not that much higher. But comfortable-wise and yeah, teammates-wise, I think Carlota deserves to be higher than them. We're gonna put Brand as a support right next to Changli. Why is this low? Honestly, Brand could be here. The only thing that drags Brand down so much is the fact that his teams are quite difficult to play in order to get the same DPS of teams that would place in tier A. Also, the release of Mornia made him lose a bit of value, and the release of MF made the other fusion teams go a bit lower. So even if his best teams are pretty good, and by the way, his C2 is still really good, his teams are just too uncomfortable and too complicated to play. So tier B, that is. Phoebe and Zani are gonna go right next to each other on tier A, but you could even justify putting them tier S. I know some of you who are watching this may be thinking, Sadram, I play Zani and my Zani doesn't perform well. She's trash, she's terrible, and then I have to ask you, are you playing her with the Spectre Rover or are you playing her with Shorekeeper? If you're playing her with Shorekeeper, you're doing it wrong because the Spectre Rover makes the team a 30% better than the Shorekeeper one because Rover gives her more charges so she can do one more rotation of the ultimate. There's plenty of videos on the internet about Zani rotations which are super complicated, but you don't have to go into that much of a complication. There's quite simple rotations that allow Zani to be one of the best DPSs in the entire game, and she's also quite comfortable to play once you get used to it. So this team is amazing. Probably my favorite team to play in the entire game. So it ranks tier A. It's not as strong as the top tier ones, but it's still up there as a really high one. Also, it's quite cheap. You only need Zanny and Zanny's weapon and Phoebe. The rover is free. With Phoebe, you play Variation, which is a 4-star weapon, so it has also that going for her. Let's talk about Contenders, and she's gonna be the last lot of tier A. And why is that? And by the way, I'm gonna put the idol rover here too. The first reason is the fact that this team is so freaking uncomfortable to play. You get interrupted once and you lose all of the combo. Only because of that, it doesn't deserve to be that high, but also the fact that it's so expensive, because Chiakona's weapon is incredibly good. It's the best support weapon in the entire game. It's a 14% increase to the damage of the team. But Caliphia's weapon is also 14% of improvement to a team. So if you want this team to be really good, you need her weapon, you need Chiakona, her weapon. So it's not that cheap of a team. So all of that makes it so I cannot put it higher. I know a lot of you guys love Califia, but this is as high as she can go. Lupa is gonna go into tier A. The thing that Lupa has going for her is the fact that she is so versatile in the fusion teams. You can play her in the mono fusion with Brand and with Zhangli. You can play her in a mono fusion with Galbrena. You can play her even in the team of DOTs of IMET, and she's gonna perform really well. So only that justifies her being that high. Anytime that a fusion team comes up, she has quite big chances to being part of that team, at least in some variation of it. So that is why she deserves to be 8 tiers, and I would say that she is higher than Chiakona. Now, Frolova is really complicated. So Frolova at S0, probably she's in here, okay? The thing about Frolova's best team is gonna be Frolova, Cantarella, and Berina. You can play Bullying. If you count the cost of that team, it is her weapon, and Cantarella, which is 3 5-stars, right? The thing is, if you get her with 2 dupes and no Cantarella, the team is better. She has the best 2 dupes in the game. If you get her 2 dupes, she is better than some S6s, and she is at the level of Hiyuki SU. So I'm gonna place her 8 here, but if you ever think of getting any dupe in the game and you're only based on how much a character is gonna improve, she's gonna go into S tier. Absolutely. Her S2 has too many things going for it. Damage goes to being at the beginning of the rotation, which is great for the clears of the Matrix. The earlier you make the damage, the more points you're gonna get. So yeah, she's gonna be here, but she could raise to S if we are talking about dupes too. Also the fact that she's super comfortable because she's gonna be off field most of the times, and whenever she's not on field, you're gonna be having healers on the field, which are Cantarella and Berina. So it's impossible to die with this team too. Maybe because of that, I'm gonna put her actually the first one of A tier. And here we have to talk about you, and I'm gonna do one thing that's maybe gonna trigger some people. NANI? Syndrome, what the heck are you talking about? Yuno is clearly Augusta's support. Why are you putting Yuno as a DPS and Augusta lower as a DPS than Yuno? Well, the thing is, Linai changed a lot the way that things work here, guys. Linai is a damn perfect support for Yuno. Yuno improves so freaking much with her. Actually, I'm gonna put her here. She's better than Karethia when you put Linai on her team. The only reason why you could justify not putting her that high is the fact that Linai is so demanded. You want to play her with so many teams that it's not worth it to put her on Yuno. But if you do not consider Yuno as a DPS, you can put Augusta in here and Yuno here. It's fine, I guess. But the way I see it right now is if you have Linai available, that's the way that the tier list is gonna work. If you like Yuno and you want to play her as a DPS, get Linai for her because she's gonna perform incredibly well. Bullying, and Bullying is gonna go into... I'm gonna put her in tier A because she's not as versatile as the others, but in the teams that she's good at, she's as good as these other two. And these teams are the Carlotta teams, the Frolova teams, and it is the Jinchi teams, and any other team that scales off resonance skill is gonna be incredibly good with Bullying. So I'm so happy that Bullying is so good. She's really strong, and she is the only 4-star character that we've gotten in the past maybe 2 years. Now Galbrena. Yeah, Galbrena is better than Augusta. She is basically at the same level as Karethia, I would say. She could go above her or under her. I think she's worse than Yuno, but she works really well with Lupa. She works quite well with Choyuan. She got another sideway to Choyuan, which is Lucilla. It's a bit worse than Choyuan, but she's still pretty good with her. Overall, she is quite solid, and I think she has potential for improvement because Choyuan only buffs her eco damage, and characters like Juno, for example, would only buff her heavy attack damage. If there's ever a character that buffs both eco and heavy attack damage, she's gonna raise there. But for now, she's gonna stay in A. She's solid. Nothing incredible, but she is pretty good. And talking about Choyuan, I think Choyuan goes to S, guys. It's not because of Galbrena, it's for something that's gonna come later. His buff is really strong, and if there's any character that can use it to its full extent, then Choyuan is gonna be really strong. Okay guys, Satan from the future in here. Forget everything that I was gonna say about Chisa because yesterday was the live stream and they just announced that she's gonna get one more charge in the Matrix. So her value has skyrocketed, and right now, honestly, I think that she is gonna be the best support slash healer in the entire game because one more charge in the Matrix means that she counts as if you were pulling for 2 healers. Forget everything else that I was gonna say. Let's continue with the video. Chisa. I guess you're gonna go here. Hear me out. She is part of some of the best teams in the game, but while she is the better option in these teams, she's not the best option by a lot. So she is the best option in Hiyuki, but it's not that much worse to play Averina. She is the best option in Karethia, but she's not that much better than the other rover. She is the best option in IMET's DOT teams, but IMET's Linai team is better than that team, so I guess she deserves to be in here, but if I love Chisa, my second favorite character, but sometimes it feels bad to have pull for her knowing how little of an improvement she is to other units. And now let's go into the best sub DPS in the game, which is Linai. Wow, Linai changed the game completely. She is an incredible support for Resonance Liberation characters, of course, but the thing is she's also incredibly strong for other characters that are not even Resonance Liberation scaling. Characters like, as I said, Carlota, you can play her with Augusta and she's gonna be good. She's super generic, but not only that is the fact that the two best DPS in the game wanna play her. She has to be up there. There's not even a question. Talking about Linai, let's talk about her best friend, Mornia, and I'm gonna put Mornia above Showkeeper. So whenever you want to play Linai, probably you're also gonna want to play Mornia. They form a great team. Mornia is quite versatile. She wants to be used in some of the better teams in the game, and she's a healer, so she deserves to be raised in there. Now, Ameth. And the thing about Ameth, so Ameth is gonna be tier S, but she's gonna be bottom of tier S. And the reason why is because she's really good in all of the game modes. That is the Whimpering Waste, the Tower, and the Matrix. But in order for her to be good in different game modes, you have to play different teams. If you want to play her in the Whimpering Waste, you're gonna want to play her with the DOT team, with Dinia, and with Chisa. However, if you want to play her in the tower and get a good result, you're gonna want to play her with Linai and with Mornia. That is the only reason why I'm gonna play her the bottom of tier S, but still, whenever you can play her, she's incredibly good. Actually, the MF, Linai, and Mornia team, if you get to make 2 breaks, which is doable, but it's quite hard, is the team with the most DPS in the game. The bad thing about her, by the way, is that her first 2 dupes are pretty bad, so that's something going against her, but overall, pretty solid. Now let's get into Luke, top of tier A. If you go to S, he has improved a lot with Dinia, but so with Luke, it's interesting. It's kind of the same as with Corethia in the sense that if you want Luke's premium team to be good, you want to have Luke with his weapon, Dinia with her weapon, and Mornia. So it's a really expensive team. On the other hand, he also has the best free-to-play team in the game, which is him with Sanhua and with Verina. So Luke is in a very weird spot in the sense that he can be, if you invest a lot on him, he's really good. If you don't invest anything on him, it's really good too, but don't stay in the middle. So for example, don't just get Luke and Dinia, you need Mornia too. Don't just get Luke and Mornia, you need Dinia too. So that is why I don't place him in tier S, even though DPS at his higher level may justify put him in there. And actually, no, I think he's gonna go in here because at same investment level, Zan is gonna be better. So he places tier A. Now let's talk about Sigrika, and she's the character that I was saying that Choyuan is tier S now because of her. Sigrika is gonna go higher than MF, even if she is more uncomfortable. In terms of DPS, she is the second best DPS in the game. Her first 2 dupes are amazing, especially the second one is one of the characters where it's more worth to go for dupes. Sigrika has 2 bad things going for her. If you only pull for her and you don't have also either Choyuan or Lucilla, she's gonna be pretty bad. So you need to pull for these 2 characters. Also, her weapon is pretty strong too. She's not gonna work with free-to-play teams at all. And also the fact that this is one of these teams that it's super annoying to get interrupted because you want to do the full combo in order to get the special attacks of Sigrika. And this happens with Sigrika and also happens with Choyuan. But I cannot even stress how strong she is if the combos work. She's gonna stay for now in the top of S tier. She's not gonna stay there for long because... Hello, Hiyuki! Sigrika, sorry. You just got replaced. Hiyuki currently is the best DPS in the game, both at S0 and at S2. And Lucilla is incredible with both Sigrika and Hiyuki. Hiyuki has also something interesting. Remember that I said that something bad about Ameth is the fact that she has 2 different teams that work for different situations. Hiyuki has something similar going for her. The fact that she has 2 premium teams, her with Linai and with Mornia ideally, and the other one is her with Lucilla and with Chisa. But the thing is, both teams work great in any situation. So you can get just any of them 2 and it's gonna work great. It's not like with Ameth where she's not gonna work as good in all situations if you only choose one team. With Yuki, it's not the case. She's gonna work incredibly well no matter what. The fact that she is that strong with both of her teams, the fact that she is incredibly good at S2, the best character at S2, makes her worth being the best DPS in the game, at least currently. The next character is Dinia. I'm gonna put Dinia on tier A. She could be tier S, but the team with Luke is not as strong as the team of Sigrika or the team of Hiyuki. Again, you need a lot of investment in order for her to be good in Luke's team. And the Ameth DOT team is not as good as the Ameth Linai team in the hardest endgames, which are the Tower and the Matrix. If we're talking about Whimpering Waste, she will be here, but I cannot justify putting her higher if I would put Ameth if she only had the DOT team in here, and if I'm putting Luke in here. And lastly, the call-up characters, the teams that everybody is talking about, and they're gonna be the last ones of tier A. Truth is, they are around the DPS level of Augusta, so they could go tier B. But since they are giving for free Rebecca, I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt and saying that this team is cheaper than the Augusta team, and therefore it is worth it to be slightly higher. But again, DPS wise, it could go in here. And one thing that I have to say against the Lucy Rebecca team is that it scales really freaking bad with investment. Besides Lucy's weapon, her first 2 dupes are trash. Her 3rd dupe is okay, but it's nothing incredible, and the S6 is good, but it's not one of the best S6s at all. And with Rebecca, all of her dupes are pretty bad, and her weapon is pretty bad. So I'm only putting them here because they are quite free-to-play friendly. But if we're taking into account some dupes, some investment, they would go lower for sure. And Augusta would raise actually. But yeah.